Hey everyone, Brian here for Ginger Prime, and if you're already a subscriber, what's up, Soul Nation? Now this is going to be a no scripted coffee chat. I've got my coffee right here, and this is going to be an appeal for you guys to return to Destiny 2 or to check it out for the first time this summer with the new light free version. This really kicks off from Kevin Carter's comment that he left me the other day saying, I haven't played Destiny since early February. When is a good time to revisit this game? Thanks. And to which I replied right now. And then I realized there's a lot of people probably having this same question. And one of the reasons I want to talk to you guys about right now is because things are really about to change. But beyond those changes with the game itself, I want to talk to you guys personally about the changes within myself and why I think Destiny 2 is worth it and why I think it is time to return to this game and why you should definitely focus in on the things that are going away. So now whether we agree with those changes or not, they are coming. That's the reality. We know that it's happening, and thankfully we have a couple of months before that does happen. And I hope beyond hope that if you're watching this video, you're watching it in July or in August and not sometime in October. Because in October, things are going to be different. Maybe they'll be better. I have a feeling they will. I have a feeling from Bungie as a dev studio completely that even if they make a mistake, even when they do something that isn't fun or we disagree with, I don't see them usually making the same mistakes again. And longtime vets can easily disagree with me, and I'm not asking you to agree with me on my take of it. What changed for me is really fundamentally the roadmap. And this is where I think it gets really exciting and fun because for the longest time, Destiny 2 has just been my PvP game. I've enjoyed it. I've loved it. I love Destiny, and I really wish that we didn't have this hard cutover to Destiny 2. But because we did, it kind of burned me. And didn't burn me enough to say goodbye to Destiny. It burned me enough to say, I think the stove is hot, I guess is a good analogy. I'm just going to go ahead and play PvP. I'm not going to get so invested in this world and in these weapons or whatever. I'm just going to find what works for me for what I enjoy, and that is what it is. However, they just laid out 3 years of content starting this fall. So technically 3+ years, and who knows what's going to happen after then. And there is some logical point that it's okay after a certain amount of investment in time. Usually in my mind, I think once you get into plus 10 years, it's okay to really change things up, to really say, hey, all right, here's a good thing. 10 years is a long time. But that tells me it's okay to invest in PvP for the next 3 years because in the next 3 years, I'm not losing everything. However, this year, we're losing some planets. They're going into what's called the Destiny Content Vault if you haven't been following along. And with that Content Vault, new and old things are returning. And that also excites me. Now, I think it's really critical for you guys, anybody who's not currently playing, anybody who's been away from the game or considered coming into the game, to have the opportunity to play the old stuff this summer. And the reason is because it is going into the Content Vault. And it is this living world. It is this changing world. But your investment is going to pay off. I've been very critical of Destiny 2 in year 3. How confusing this all gets, right, with their numbering system. I've been really critical because the seasonal model hasn't worked for me as a dad, as a gamer, as somebody who has to provide for his family and who also loves playing video games. It just doesn't work. It de-incentivized me even further from playing, especially when life events happen, and they will happen to you. So this last year, 2020, we're all in this weird shared experience, but beyond that shared experience, anytime I fell off the train, I just said, I'll wait till the next season to jump back in, rather than just jumping back in and enjoying it. So I hope beyond hope that with whatever comes with year 4, that they've really learned, and then we see in a new and adjustment, a stronger and probably a little bit more life-balanced seasonal model. Because the seasons are fine. I have no core issue with the concept of a season. Life, it works in seasons. Sports works in seasons. Everything tends to follow that seasonal model, so it's only fine and fair that I have that same kind of expectations for games. However, it's that mindset. Like, well, it's not like when like October happens and then we have, it's like, okay, Halloween's done. Well, I guess we're going to just skip over, winter. No, that's not how it should work, nor how I think, essentially, I hope that they changes. Anyway, that's kind of a little of a side, a little random critique that hopefully made somewhat sense. I know that Destiny 2 has its flaws, and it's going to continue to have those flaws, but the reason why I think you should consider jumping back in if you haven't already, or encouraging others to come along with you, is the fact that you have this opportunity right now to experience something that is going away. And it's fine, I think, when we talk about the seasonal model, how your progress, your power went away every 3 months. When we talk about that kind of changing every 3 years, that seems a little bit more reasonable. If I can't get something done in 3 years, was I really invested to begin with? And I would answer myself honestly, no, I wasn't. However, knowing that that stuff is changing has me immediately well invested in trying to get as much done as possible. I'm not going to be able to get everything done. I'm not a tryhard. And as soon as I gave myself permission not to be a tryhard, life got a lot better, especially with video games. It's like, yeah, I enjoy this. I'm going to do what I can. I'm going to maximize my time with the most fun that I can. And I'm going to work on some guides for you guys. So again, like in the comments, let me know if there's anything you're struggling with, and I can see if I can't help you guys out, because honestly, I think it's completely worth your time to jump in right now, especially from a New Light perspective. That's the stuff that's really going away. I think Forsaken's going to be free. We'll update you guys as the news drops. We've got plenty of time between now and Beyond Light to come in and play. And so right now is the time you should return. But it's not just because of the 3 years, their 3-year new plan, but it's also because they're bringing in true crossplay to this game. The Destiny community over the next 3 years is only going to get stronger. It's only going to grow. It's only going to become more exciting. And it's going to be something that I think that you want to be a part of, either as a player or a content creator or what have you. So keep that in mind. Note that it's fine to also step away from this game and come back. I think that's one of the things when we talk about Destiny 2's flaws. It's perfectly great to voice those concerns, but I don't really know if anybody will ever truly be done with Destiny. Maybe you will be for a time, and maybe you'll find another game that really kind of fills in that hole, etc. There's plenty of really great games out there. If you're looking for any, let me know. I can recommend a handful that I really enjoy. Maybe you'll really enjoy it too. Phantasy Star Online 2 and Final Fantasy 14 being two amongst them that I really enjoy. I think there's definitely a crossover within the content itself. But it's summertime in Destiny. We've got a lot of things that are going on. A lot of people are playing. For me, I'm reconnecting with old friends, and I'm also making new friends within this game and within this community. I did a podcast yesterday with Benny over Comic Storian. We were talking more about the raid scene within Final Fantasy 14, but the raid scene within Destiny comes up. It's an incredible show. Honestly, one of the best things. He's incredible to work with, but one of the best shows that if you guys have seen it, hopefully you guys enjoy the Crystal Core Radio podcast. It does have, like I say, within Destiny and Final Fantasy 14, there are threads that connect these two games greatly. I think they work really well together in terms of if you're playing these persistent games, it's really good to kind of have a different kind of style and flow. But that's my piece. I implore you, if you're listening to this, I implore you, if you have friends that are away and you're trying to get them back, you don't have to share this video, but get them back in. I really am concerned somewhat for somebody who's going to come in October or November and say, man, I really want to play the Red War. And we're going to have to look at them and say, oh, now again, whether you agree with that or disagree with that, there's going to be really cool stuff to be playing. And chances are they're going to want to say, I want to play the new stuff. And hopefully that's the case. And then we have to say, hey, you want to play Red War? Maybe you have to wait a couple years. I don't know what ultimately their plan is as a part of the content vault. I do know that it's very, very thrilling to be a part of this living world. And I had to make this video. I've been actually working on something regarding matchmaking and raids kicked off by Destin Legary. But that's a real big script. And all of us, I was writing it and I've been writing it. And it continues to expand. There's so many avenues to explore when it comes to matchmaking and raids and kind of the pros and the cons and the costs and what people want and what they think they want versus when they actually get what they thought they wanted and turns out they don't want it in the first place. Anyway, I just had to sit down today, especially with Kevin's comment, because it's critical. If you're on the fence, jump in. If you've never jumped in, jump in. If you don't like it, if it's not your kind of game, especially if you've never tried it, don't worry about it. But if you've watched almost this whole video, if you're at this point, I have to say there's something inside you that feels like you want to play this game. And if my words can't do it here, let me know in the comments below what it is that is keeping you back from this experience, because you should not miss this experience for anything. Well, I mean, within game, I was like, anything in the world. No, like your kids, your family, your job. Like, okay, you know, that's definitely a priority. After that, when it comes to games, don't miss this opportunity. Don't miss this opportunity. That's my piece. That's what I wanted to say. I love you guys. I also want to say, James, welcome. Thanks for hitting that subscribe button. He says, I haven't played Destiny 2 since the Red War, but I'm getting back into the end of Shadowkeep and New Light. Thanks for being clear and simple. Earned a sub and see you around. So thanks, James. If you feel like I earned your sub, guys, hit the subscribe button. Come back for more. Let me know in the comments below if this is the video that for some reason doesn't, so that way I can shout you out in future videos. And yeah. And that's what I wanted to say. I hope you guys are having an incredible day. Thank you to WG Productions for hitting that join button, supporting me here, and supporting my family, helping to fund the diaper fund as I build out my own personal raid team. It's a long story, but I'll leave it at that. Thank you guys. I hope you all have an amazing week, and I hope to see you in Destiny. So until then, take care.